yourteamsucks.club. Welcome back. Got Jordan, got George. We're going to talk about Eli Manning today. We're going to talk about his retirement and is Eli a Hall of Fame quarterback? And I think there's a few points of contention with this one from our past conversations. So I'm going to kick it to Jordan here. And Jordan, tell me what you think about Eli.
I mean, it's been a good career, right? We can all appreciate the fact that he kept Brady from getting 6 rings, right? It's something to be said about that. He played for 16 seasons, assuming he retires this year. I think he just said he did, right? So he's out 16 seasons, went to 4 Pro Bowls in 16 seasons, won 2 Super Bowls. The only years that he won playoff games, he actually won the Super Bowl. He was one and done every other time he made the playoffs, and his record was right about 500. So, Hall of Fame. Does he belong in the Hall of Fame? Yes, because they sent Troy Aikman, meaning that everybody who wins at least 2 Super Bowls gets to go. There you go, right? I mean, even one Super Bowl.
That should be a pretty good prerequisite. You get 2 Super Bowls, you're in the fucking Hall of Fame. That's pretty decent.
There you go. Joe Namath only won 1, had less than a 500 record through 220 interceptions to 170 touchdown passes. Bam, Hall of Fame.
If you come out of college and they tell you you're going to win 2 Super Bowls and 2 MVPs, are you good with that?
Yeah.
Then
I think.
What are we arguing about?
You know,
I'm just saying. I would have liked a higher bar for the higher Hall of Fame, but it's not there. You know, the bar is where it's at. And based on where it's at, you have to send Eli Manning.
Dilfer was 1 Super Bowl from being a Hall of Fame quarterback then.
Hell yeah.
There you go. If you got another one, you got to push him in, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, the truth is Aikman lost out his first season. He went 0-11 after his first couple of years. In today's NFL, where they don't wait on players and they have no patience on quarterbacks the way they do now, he would have been washed out of the league after 2-3 seasons.
Well, back then, and that happened, they got that big Herschel Walker deal and got all those damn players. So the year before that, they had nobody. So he played by himself, and the next year he got some talent on his team, and they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So
name some of those players who put him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so I think
Emmett.
Irvin. I don't know if you can quite compare Aikman to Eli. Aikman has 3 Super Bowls, which I think if you have 3, it's a no-brainer. But, I guess the criteria is, it's career, it's Super Bowls, but it's also did he, have impactful moments that were meaningful in meaningful situations. And I think he did. And so I think he'll get in. I think he's probably a Hall of Fame quarterback. But is he a better quarterback than, a Dan Marino or somebody like that? Probably not, but he has the rings. And Marino's in the Hall of Fame as well, too. So
I think Marino would trade careers with him in a heartbeat. Just to have those 2 rings in a heartbeat.
I think so, too. I think Marino was the more talented quarterback, but definitely Eli had his accolades. And, I mean, I'm being pretty facetious about Eli. He did a lot of things. I mean, I think an interesting argument is who had a better career, Peyton Manning or Eli Manning? The brothers. They both, they come from that family. Really? Why? Because he did it on 2 teams, 2 Super Bowls on 2 teams?
Well, he won 2 Super Bowls, and he has tons of records and numbers. And he was just dominant, and where Eli was never quite dominant. In fact, Eli, was won all those games very close, right? Where Peyton had moments where he just was absolutely unstoppable. I don't think you ever looked at Eli like, oh, God, here comes Eli. We're in trouble.
Defense never showed up thinking, oh, Eli's in the house. But when his brother was there, they were fearing him.
Yeah. So I think that there was
bad example.
A big difference in talent. I think Eli was very much a system quarterback, followed the system incredibly well, and did what he had to do in certain moments to win big games. But, he had some great teams around him. Strahan, that pass rush that they had, those years that they won was pretty incredible.
He did what they needed. He didn't make mistakes. He didn't lose the game for them. That's big.
Right.
I would argue he won some of those Super Bowl games. He's won a lot of games for him, but definitely everybody thinks about that Tyree catch, but it was really the Manningham catch before that was so spectacular. And that throw was amazing.
Well, no, there's momentum, and like I think we all agree that he should be in, but was he a great quarterback?
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's a great quarterback. He was in a great setup, and he just didn't fuck it up. He always took care of the ball. That's big.
Maybe that'll be part of his Hall of Fame speech, George.
Hey, there you go. Whatever works. But
we want to think
he protected the ball.
We want to welcome Eli Manning into this prestigious family because he was the best quarterback just to not fuck anything up.
Yeah.
I think it also has to do with who he goes up against as well. I mean, really, they have how many chances to get him in voting? Like they can only go up so many times. And we've got some stacked classes coming up. We'll see 5 years from now when they started voting on it.
Let me ask you this question. So right now, game on the line in the Super Bowl, would you rather have Eli Manning or would you rather have, say, like a Dan Marino?
I'll take Eli.
Why?
Because he's been there before.
Marino's been there before and lost.
Yeah, he lost. That's true.
I think I would take Marino still.
Okay.
Game on the line. Would you rather have Pat Mahomes, Jimmy G, or Eli Manning?
You read my mind. That's exactly what I was asked. Would you rather have Mahomes or Eli?
See, I would include Jimmy G in there too because truthfully, I think Mahomes being easily the most talented of those three quarterbacks, the one you're going to want with the ice water in his veins at the end of a game is going to be Jimmy G.
Yeah, but
we'll see.
You're already giving him ice water in the vein. I don't know about that yet.
I would
He's
take.
got to earn that a little more.
Right now, I would.
We saw it throughout the season. I mean, how many games has he lost?
I would take Eli over Mahomes, and I'd take him over Jimmy G just because he's done it, right? If he's a younger, healthier Eli and he's done it before, then why not? I'm talking about one game, one Super Bowl game, not a season. If I'm picking somebody for the whole season, I'm taking Mahomes.
Stat
right?
machine.
One game, one drive, right? That's it. Who would you take? And I it's so hard when you look at Eli's body of work. Even the David Tyree catch where he pinned the ball on his helmet, and it was like, that was divine intervention in many, many ways. But Eli, to get free how he did to even get that ball out was pretty amazing and showed incredible determination. So, it's a tough question to ask because, we do give the quarterbacks too much credit and too much criticism. Where if Tyree drops that ball, Eli's probably not in the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Definitely a different fight.
That's why
I heard somebody say recently that the Hall of Fame is all about fame. All right, we try to make it all about talent, but it's not. It's about fame. Can you tell the story of the NFL without these people? And with Eli Manning, I don't think you can. It's the Super Bowls, but it's also him keeping the Patriots from having a perfect season in the Super Bowl, and that goes a long way.
It does. But like I said, he was one helmet catch away from not being in the Hall of Fame, right? And so he's like walking on it. He walked on the thinnest edge, probably next to like a Joe Namath. But to your point, Joe Namath got in because probably of the prediction and how big of an underdog they were. And
Joe Namath got in because Joe Namath got in because he was the first quarterback ever to throw for 4,000 yards.
And I think there's probably an argument to be made. That's probably the best argument. And I think you made it, Jordan, is that he might not have been the most talented quarterback, but he definitely helped shape the history of the NFL in a very significant way, right? And he should thank God every day that David Tyree pinned that ball to the top of his helmet because he's not in the Hall of Fame if that doesn't happen, right? And so it's, he's definitely on the bubble. Like Marino was so talented that he didn't need a Super Bowl to get in, right? But Eli needed that catch to get into the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything else on this?
Me being a Cowboy fan and even liking Eli a little bit should say a lot.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
Good
character guy, right?
He never stepped out of line outside the game. You can't dislike the guy.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this one. And we will see y'all next time. Like, share, all that's fun stuff. Thanks for following us, and we'll be back.